What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jordan the Supreme, and I'm back with another video, and I'm here to do a Superman review. And before I move forward, I'd like to say some contents in this video will contain spoilers, so if you have not watched the new Superman, please click off. Please buy a ticket, go watch that movie, and the main thing is support. This is the start of the new verse, the Guns verse, and Superman is beginning it all. Let's get to it.
Okay.
I just want to start off by saying this movie was a good intro to the Guns verse. It's not perfect, but I enjoyed watching it. So, boom, we start off with the Star Wars introduction, where we get a brief backstory of what happened 3 centuries, 3 decades, 3 years, 3 weeks, 3 hours, and then 3 minutes, where we're thrown into Superman's first ever loss in a fight. And just like in the trailer, he falls into the snow straight into the Yamcha pose. The trailer didn't spoil majority of the movie. You know how trailers do sometimes. It probably showed majority of the first 30 minutes, from Crypto following the call of Superman to only not realize the serious situation and play around with him at first, and then drag him to the Fortress of Solitude, where we see the robots coming to heal him with the sun. Even the interview between Lois Lane and Superman. I would like to mention, Lois already knows Clark Kent is Superman. They've been together for quite some time, while even making jokes about how Clark is always able to interview Superman at the Daily Planet. It got to the point Superman insisted Lois interviewed him. Lois did not hold back at all, going into the topic of him saving John Hunper from Baravia's invasion, addressing the backlash he's been receiving online about him taking action without authorization from the US officials. Superman has a hard time understanding why he's receiving backlash after saving lives and stopping a war from happening. Ultimately, the interview didn't go so well, and they both had a little falling out, but it didn't last long. The relationship between the two is just too strong. The movie showed she was always there for him and didn't lose trust in him even for a moment. They did a good job showing the chemistry between the two. I just think they focused on it a little too much at times. I get the heart-to-heart talks, but why didn't he help the Justice Gang fight a dimensional Ip? You know what I mean? To transition, I would like to highlight the Justice Gang, which consists of the Green Lantern, GUYGARDNER, HAWKGIRL, and MRTERRIFIC. Guy was a comedic relief. He was cool. I wish he could have got that fight between him and Superman, but I guess another time, you know? He definitely suffers from main character syndrome, but it worked in the movie and it played an important role in the end. Now, HAWKGIRL, she had some scenes. That's all I can say. Wish they utilized her more, but she was really in the back line of the movie, unfortunately. But they might just be saving her for a bigger role in later projects. Now, MRTERRIFIC, Mr. Co-MVP. I'm so glad he had a big role in this movie. Shout out to Eddie. The facial expressions were top tier, very memeable, but he was very to the point, and I might say, terrific. Shout out to the Justice Gang, you know. Now let's speak on the antagonist, Lex Luthor. From the jump, we see Lex Luthor's obsession with Superman early, having studied him for years to predict the fighting technique, having Ultraman and the Engineer, aka Planet Watch, on his side to help him ruin Superman. And he was able to do that for the majority of the movie. In the healing scene, Kal, aka Superman, will listen to a damaged voice message from his parents. The first half of the message seemed very wholesome, but after Lex, the Engineer, and Ultraman found, infiltrated, and destroyed the Fortress of Solitude, the Engineer was able to recover the whole message from his parents. And it showed that his parents wanted him to take over the planet as a dictator. Lex was able to turn the whole world against him. And for Superman, for him to have his first L, in this movie, he took a lot of L's, from Ultraman packing him up, Lex defaming him. You really see him go through it in the movie, especially after turning himself in and getting locked up in the pocket dimension. That's where we get to see Metamorpho, and he's used to weaken Superman by becoming Kryptonite. We see Lex has his child held hostage. That's why he's using Metamorpho. That's why he even has the ability to use Metamorpho, because he's using Metamorpho's kid as hostage. While Superman is being locked up, we have Greg Olson, Clark's best friend, Lois, and Mr. Terrific join up as the Superman rescue team. Shout out to Greg, because he had motion the whole movie. Even took Lex his girl. But to continue, Lois and Mr. Terrific go to save Superman, while Greg gets insight needed to take down Lex. Lex is really on time in this whole movie though. Nicholas Hoult did an amazing job, usually 2 steps ahead of Superman. And yes, to address the Ultraman question, he is a clone of Superman. Lex was able to search and find the hair from Superman to clone him. Very weird, might I say, very weird. And despite all of that, Superman was able to overcome all of that and stand victorious. And you're probably wondering why Lex did all of this. All because of his envy for Superman getting love and support for doing what is right. All Superman ever wanted to do was good for the world. That his meaning of being a human, being nice to others, having emotions, just doing the right thing, that was his meaning. That was his definition of being a human being. And it's crazy to see how jealous someone could be for being a decent human. Like, I'd never understand it. And I think it's also an awakening call to stop entertaining all the negativity in the world and to highlight more of the positive. You get what you allow, you know? And in this movie, the world allowed Lex, which is the negative, they allowed Lex in, and that led to what? Almost the end of the world, with him making the pocket dimensions and Mr. Terrific warning any slight inconvenience and there's going to be a crack in the world. And look what happened. Almost the end of the world. As where we see Superman gets allowed back in, the positive of the world, and the world gets restored. Somewhat. You know what I mean? Now, you can see this as a teacup type of thing, where there's a crack in the teacup and you glue it back. It's still functional. It's not as perfect as it used to be, because you already allowed the negative into it. The damage has already been done. But you bring the positive back in, you get as close as restored as you can be. I'm really just chatting. But I hope y'all get what I mean when I say that. Overall, this was a good start to the Gunverse. I do recommend. Now, my rating for it was like a 7.4. And that's not a bad rating. Overall, this was just a good start. This was a good introduction. And hopefully, James Gunn continues to cook and improve and make the DCEU great again. Thank y'all, man. But that is to conclude the video. I appreciate y'all that watched. Feel free to drop a comment of how you feel about the movie, what you liked about it, the things that could have been improved, what y'all hope to see next in the DCEU. And look, man, y'all make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all. Peace.